Welcome to Your Fitness Connection. I'm Laura Ribbons, this is Amanda Finley, and we're having a workout today involving a chair. So I know you have one at home. Grab yourself a chair. These are wooden chairs we chose, but you can have you want something that's a little bit sturdy. We'll be standing up and sitting down. So it's also a time where we can focus on our breathing a little bit. We're so busy racing around that it's nice to have a dedicated 20-25 minutes where you're focusing on your breathing, your body, lengthening it, as well as working it a little bit. We have our water. You have some water with you in case you need it? Perfect. Okay, great. Okay, I just want you to take those arms, make sure you can swing them by the side of your chair. Excellent. And if you have arms, you know, the armchair part, if that's the kind of chair you have, or maybe you're on a stool, just go from there. But just lift those arms up. Work with the range of motion. Often my shoulders are really quite tight. And often we damage little teeny ligaments in our shoulders, and it limits your range of motion. My range of motion, you can see that this arm right here, I'm still a little bit stiff. I have to work with it constantly. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. And exhale. Great. Take those shoulders, your scapula, those bones in the back there in your upper back, they go up, they go down, they come around, and they come together. So let's just work them. Are you ready? Elevate them, depress them, bring them forward, and squeeze them together. And again, elevate, depress, let them come forward, and squeeze together. Elevate. This must look familiar. A lot of people are in this position all the time. And depress them down. That's what you need to be doing a little bit more of. Bring them forward. Yes, we're in this position a lot. Instead, we need to be bringing them back. Stretch these muscles out and strengthen in your back. Let's do a little bit of strengthening. Arms out in front. And what I want you to pretend you have that steering wheel. You're just gonna retract or bring together those two shoulder blades in your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And it's hard to do this and keep your arms straight, because some people want to do is they want to use their neck to have everything else help. But those two bones in your upper back, you want to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze. So imagine those shoulder blades are going together and there's muscle fibers between the shoulder blades. And they're squeezing those shoulder blades together, pulling them, and it'll help with your posture. You can be practicing this while you're driving the car. Ready? Bring it on back. Let's do two more. Squeeze, and one more. Excellent. Okay, take big rotations. Take a big breath. And just hang on to that chair. Put one hand on your knee. Exhale as you turn. Oh man, that feels good. And let's do the other side. Inhale. Exhale. You should feel it all in your waist. Inhale. Let's do it again. Exhale. And while you're holding this twist, as you can see with Mandy, she's turning her whole body. What's really important is that your back is straight. You want to avoid any bending forward and twisting motions at the same time. Inhale. Exhale, let's do the other side. Trying to hold in your whole stomach, abdominal, tummy area. We're gonna do 4 more of these. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. And this is not about my neck, this is about my whole spine turning. Inhale, exhale. And lastly, inhale, exhale. So you just had your spine going this way. Let's lengthen and bend our spine. We call it laterally, it means to the side. So lift up one arm. Now put this rear end in your chair hard and think about going over a little ledge. So lift up and exhale. And I'm supporting myself. You can also use your chair because it's about lengthening down the side of your body. And relax. Make yourself a little bit longer. Inhale and exhale. And press that rear end into that chair and it'll help you sort of emphasize that stretch. do one more. Inhale. Lengthen up and over. Beautiful. And just swing that arm around. And before we do the other side, I want to get that pelvis moving. So just rock your pelvis front and back. Amanda, it's sort of like they call it good dog, bad dog. So the good dog, wagging your tail behind you, bad dog, tail between the legs. So I'm rocking my hips, my pelvis, forward and back. And you might find this is difficult to do. You want to move your shoulders at the same time. We want to try and segmentize our body, put it in segments, and just use that pelvis. Heaps of muscles come up and attach to that pelvis. So along your spine, your abdominals, areas cushioned around it. You've got your hips, your glutes, a lot of muscles. You want to be able to use that pelvis. Okay, now, if you put it in neutral position, that means it's straight up and down. Now think of it like a smiley face. See if you can lift one hip off and then the other hip. Smiley face, lift those hips up and up. All the muscles down the side of your body have to pull up a little bit. And if you're doing hula dancing, any kind of like with a hula hoop or belly dancing, you'll find you're going to be quite good at this. These muscles help pull that pelvis up. Nice. Now in a chair, might be a little bit difficult. We'll do these standing, but just think of making a circle with your hips. Just move them around. Okay, let's do the other side. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Is it okay for you to look up at that arm? Sure, as long as you don't have any stress in the neck. I want you to press those hips into the chair and think about lengthening. Ah, nice. Take a rest. Inhale. Let's go. Reach up and over. Once again, supporting yourself. And come back up. Try it with the feet together this time. Feet together, hips nice and strong on the chair. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can keep your knees together and just focus on lengthening from that hip up through your arm. Beautiful. Okay. Roll those shoulders out. Now before we move on, let's sort of combine everything together. You ready? Let's go. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We only did it 4 times, just enough to get you moving. Take those shoulders up, down, forward, and back. Nice. Up, down, forward, and back. Breathing. Up, down, forward, and back. Let's do it one more time. Up and down and forward and back. Then remember the rotations. Take a breath. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. 2 more times to make 4. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Side stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I want you to feel the stretches, but never, never do anything. Last one. And hold this. Never do anything that's not comfortable. If anything starts to pinch or feels like, oh, I'm stretching too much, then just come back a little bit. You don't need to go that far. You want to increase your stretching ability as you do this on a daily or at least a couple times a week. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. Comfortable range of motion. Inhale. Exhale. With the knees together. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Okay, let's go back to something else. Feet a little bit apart, and they're in alignment with your hips. So if you had really wide hips, you'd have your feet a little wider apart. This is about my hip distance. Okay, I want my feet a little bit apart for stability. Okay, so we're gonna put our arms forward, and we're just gonna stand up. Think of nose over toes. Nose over toes. Just come up a little bit. and sit back down. Excellent. Again, now what muscles did you use to do that? Sometimes people use their arms to help them get up if you're holding on to another chair. I want you to depend on those legs, not your knees, your rear end, your gluteus maximus, appropriate name for a lot of us. I want you to press down hard with your heels, so when you come up, you're engaging these muscle fibers to do the work. Let's do 4 of them in a row, see how we feel. You ready? Arms in front, nose over toes, press down with your heels. Come up a little bit, nice, and then sit back down. Beautiful. The trick is going to be going slowly on the way back down. A lot of you might want to crash back down in the chair. Let's do it again. Inhale, nose over toes, come up a little bit. Pull your belly in, your abs in as much as you can, and back down. You can always look where you're going. Inhale, nose over toes, come up. Beautiful. And come back down. And again, come on up. Stabilize it, hold it. Now, if your knees are bugging you at all, try pressing the inside of your foot down and see and make sure you're stabilizing. And if the knee pain goes away, fantastic. That means you just need to realign your feet and sit back down. If your knees hurt a lot when you do this, then just do some stretching while we're doing that segment, okay? It's like you're coming up into a squat, you freeze there for a little bit, and then you come back down again. Okay, feet are gonna go apart. Now, these inner thigh muscles here, we often don't stretch them out enough. So I want you to press your hands into your knees, and you're just going to push your rear end out behind you and lean forward a little bit. And Mandy, I bet you could put your elbows right into your knees and go down a little farther. Yeah, so she can just actually go right down there and press out. Press those knees out to the side. Feel the inner thighs stretching, and then come back up again. Brilliant. Okay, let's try it again. Now this turn out, some people used to do a lot of dancing. See how far she can get that, Mandy can get her leg turned out? There might be some of you that don't have that flexibility in your hips to rotate or turn outwards. So you might be in this angle. Doesn't matter. Just press those knees out a little bit and just tilt your body forward. Whether you're only as far as I am right now or whether you are even farther. Just get a nice stretch in the inner thigh. And as we hold this, let's inhale and exhale 4 times. Magic number today, 4. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. And as I hold this, I feel my inner thighs loosening up a little bit. So I'm just going to move my feet farther away for the last 2. Inhale. Exhale. Trying to lift my chest up and push my rear end out. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. Okay. How you feel? You okay?
Great.
Brilliant. We're going to stand up and turn our chairs because I want to be able to, for you to be able to see what we're doing. And we're going to both go the same direction because I might want to point out a little bit what Mandy's doing. So I want you first to make sure you feel stable with this chair. Take a step back and then another step back. And I just want you, we call it hinging. Think of hinging. I'm just going to stick my rear end out behind me and I'm bending over from my hips. Now often, Mandy's got a nice flat back there, and this is great because it means she's got nice flexibility in the hamstrings, okay? You're pain-free in here, right, Mandy? Okay, so Mandy or Amanda is pain-free in here, which is great. This shoulder's also getting a stretch. So she can even slide her hands over the top of that chair and lengthen those arms if this felt good. Think of the muscles you're lengthening. All through the ribs, through the arm, the chest coming up here, the back of that shoulder. Often we're so hunched over. Remember when you were bringing your shoulder blades together? It was those 2 bones that we were squeezing those bones together. So we've been able to prepare you for this. Now, if this was very tight in the back, she needs to bend her knees a little bit, and that'll take some of the stress away. If you're lucky enough to have a mirror at home where you can watch what you're doing when you're exercising, have a look at your back. You might be looking similar to what I'm sort of demonstrating right now. See how rounded my back is? That means this area in here is so tight that I need to loosen that up a little bit to be able to move that pelvis. So here again, just to hold that stretch, just go where you're comfortable. Okay? Pull your belly in a little bit. Good. Now to come out of this, really press down with those heels. Remember, you were standing up out of the chair. Press down with your heels. Use the back of your legs and squeeze your rear end to stand up. Good. All right, just loosen up your hips a little bit. Remember that smiley face? Loosen up the hips a little bit. Brilliant. Okay, we're gonna do some hip extension, or we're gonna work on these glutes, the gluteus maximus back here, the backside, your rear end, whatever you're gonna call it, because that helps you stand up. And often we're using these muscles in front and your knees, and we don't wanna be doing that. So feel really strong on one leg. Let's pick our right leg, Mandy. Right leg nice and strong, and your left leg, just put it up behind you, tippy toe down. Now I wanna make sure that the rest of our body is secure. The leg I'm standing on is bent, and the inside of my foot is pressing down. I'm gonna squeeze my rear end and then just do little lifts, keeping the rest of my body nice and quiet, pulling in through the belly button. Little lift, little lift, little lift. So these muscle fibers back here, they're shortening to lift my leg. Little lift. Now, your hip flexors, the guys in front, are very sneaky, and they'll try and turn that foot out. So let's make sure our toes are aiming down, because usually the ones in the front are so strong, they'll turn your leg right out. Keep the toes aiming down, glutes tight. I can start to feel this. Amanda, can you feel it? Yeah. So really focus. Now we're gonna do what you call an isometric contraction. That means you just hold it there. Now squeeze the daylights out of it. Squeeze it. And you're also gonna feel this in your standing leg. This standing leg is getting a lot of work. That's why that knee stays bent. Squeeze, squeeze. Now squeeze the squeeze and take a rest. Let's just pick our legs up for a minute. We wanna loosen up the legs after that. Don't forget, there's a lot of stability or a lot of muscles working on your core to keep you nice and steady while you did that. So give them a rest. Okay, let's get the other side done. Balancing, standing on the left. Now my left leg stays bent, instep down. Just bent enough, because these muscles, my quadriceps, my thighs, are gonna do some work. Toe in the ground to stabilize. Breathing. Think about pulling in through my core. Squeeze my right glute and lift it up, Mandy, go for it. Good, toes aiming down, just a little lift, little lift, little lift. It's a pulsing action, but it's a controlled pulsing action. And you might find you can keep up the same tempo or the same beat. You're doing exactly what I'm doing at the same time, or you might find it takes you longer to get the leg up. Just think how it feels today and how it feels the next time you do it, and the next time your body adapts to that exercise change. It's called adaptation, and then it becomes easier. And then we have to do harder things to get the results that we want. Ready? Squeeze, squeeze. I'm just gonna focus on that squeeze a little bit. It might feel tight on the front of that thigh because you're not used to stretching it out while you're contracting the other muscle. Okay, let's do an isometric contraction. That means it stays nice and tight. Squeeze. I'm gonna lengthen my leg a little bit more. Toes aiming down. I'm squeezing the squeeze. Keep it tight. Shoulders relaxed. Squeeze it, and release. Let's pick those legs up. Good. When you focus on a muscle group like that, it's amazing how it can, you really can feel it. Okay, I'm not gonna move my chair. Instead, I'm just gonna go to the side of it and take a step forward with one leg. Good, because I wanna stretch out the top of that thigh, my hip flexors. So, Mandy, it's gonna be like we're going down an elevator. I just want you to go down a little bit and hold it. Right. So my knee, can you tap your front toes a little bit? Yeah, good. So my knee is over my foot. No knee pain, right? Okay. No knee pain. This glute right here, my left side is having to stabilize or keep you there. Abdominals in, I'm stretching out the front of their thigh as you're working your muscles. What a great combination. Good, my knees are aiming down. Good, I'm gonna go down that elevator a little bit more, press down with my front foot and come back up. Let's do 4 of those. Magic number 4, here we go. We go down, press down with that front heel and come up, beautiful. Inhale, exhale. Shh. Does it matter that you exhale on the way up? No, just breathe. Inhale, Exhale. A lot of people hold their breath when they start exercising, so be aware of you holding your breath. It's actually got a crazy name. It's called Valsalva maneuver. It means holding your breath during exercise. And beginners often hold their breath because you're so busy focusing on what we're doing. We've done more than 4. We're going to have to end up doing 8 of these. Oh no, and the other leg will have to be 8. So go for it. Live dangerously. We have 8. Good. Last one. And I'm just going to hold my tummy in as much as I can, my abs tight. Bring my foot in. Now press your back heel down to get a stretch down the back of that leg. Your calf muscle is that part in the back part of your leg, down by between your knee and your foot. Okay, let's go with the other side. So make sure you feel as if you can stabilize here. Your front foot, nice and strong. Even if you're doing this in bare feet, it's not a problem. Just make sure the foot's nice and strong. The big toe, little toe, heel, everything's pushing into the floor. Okay, I'm gonna figure out where I can go comfortably. I might have to readjust my legs a little bit. Good, I'm just gonna hold it there. Now as I breathe, I make sure, okay, what's happening? What is my little checklist saying? My instep or my inside of my foot is nice and solid on the ground, pain-free in my knees. Okay, where do I feel my muscles working? Well, this leg in front, right here. The leg in back, I can feel my glutes. My rear end, I can feel the front of my other thigh stretching. Good, and if this is too much, you just come up a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go down, up and down that elevator, but of course, as you know, we have to do it 8 times now because we did 8 on the other side, so here we go. Down, good, bring it back up. Nice and controlled. Not in a hurry doing this. Take your time. Good. Number 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hang out. Press down with that front heel. Right, you can feel it engage in here. Stabilizing yourself. Drag your back leg in just a little bit. Good. Back heel to the ground. Lean forward. My body's almost at an angle as I'm trying to stretch those muscle fibers. There. You know what would feel really good? Let's just take one arm and lengthen out. There. Beautiful. Think of the line of your body. All the muscle fibers lengthening in a row, right out. Beautiful. Okay, lunges. Lunges, we're gonna be behind the chair. We're gonna go to the left and to the right. And I just want you to feel good with these. I want you to feel like it's your inner thighs like we did when we were sitting down. Remember you're sitting down, we press the knees out to the side? I'm relying on the chair for my stability, but I'm not clenching it nice and tight. I just want to relax my arms. Beautiful. And you might start off very, very tight, and then you say to yourself, okay, scale of 1 to 5, how tight are my legs? Well, they might start off as a 4 or 5, that's how tight they are. But by the time you loosen them up, they're maybe a 1 or 2. Pick one side. Let's come over this side, hold it here, and just keep it there. Balance. You should be comfortable on your feet. No pain in your knees. Sometimes people have their weight forward. Sit back a little bit. I always sort of tell people if your rear end fell off, it would land on the floor behind you, not in front of you this way. So just push it right out there and hold it. Other side, and hold it. Oh, nice stretch. For flexibility, you really need to hold a stretch at least 20 seconds. So, and that's a long time. A lot of us are in such a hurry, we don't have 20 seconds. So we need to find 20 seconds for this and 20 seconds for this to get those stretches. Oh, good. Now, come on back over. Hang on to it. Focus on your breathing. Close your eyes for a second. Can you pull in your abdominal area, all where your belly is, your belly button? Can you pull that in towards your back? Are your shoulders relaxed? Everything should feel comfortable. Nice. Let's go to the other side. Breathing with it. And the next stretch we're going to be doing can be quite difficult, especially with hips and things, but it's a great stretch. But we're going to be sitting in a chair. Okay, Mandy, bring it on up. Let's Turn our chairs around. Okay. Now, I want you to take one leg, see if you can put your foot on your thigh. Okay. Now, if you can't, I'm going to show you a modification in 2 seconds. But right now, let me show you the exercise. So I've got my foot up here. This leg is bent. And now I'm going to take that pelvis and try and lean forward a little bit. And you're going to feel that stretch. Mandy's going to continue exactly what she's doing. You're going to feel that stretch all in that hip area on the side. All on the side of the hip. Now, you might feel as if you're slouching. Just lift up your chest a little bit and hold it. You don't need to worry about pressing your knee down. Okay, now what happens if you just can't get your foot up there? And you're paining your knee, maybe, let's say. Just have your foot towards the ground. Rest it on top of the other foot. And then just lean forward. By you rotating that leg out to the side, you are going to get a hip rotation and some muscles will stretch. So level 1, let's say, would be with your foot down on the ground. That knee turned out. Level 2, having that foot up. Okay, let's change legs. So I'll start with, it's called figure 4, because it looks like the number 4. I'm going to tilt forward, breathe. And as you hold it, it will loosen up. You might feel you have to barely get the leg up there. As long as you're pain-free and you get the foot up there, just hold the first stretch you feel. And then as it starts to loosen up, all these guys around your hip, then you can lean forward a little bit more. Modification, bringing that foot down and just leaning forward. I could even take this foot, put it to the side, and put my elbow into the leg. But that rotation in, just resting across your foot and leaning forward can open up through that hip. Your shoulders. Nice and comfortable in the chair. Bring one arm across your body and stretch out your shoulder. Now this stretch is so interesting because the hardest part's getting into position. So as Mandy holds the stretch, let me show you another way to do this exercise. Grab your hand, pull the hand across your body. Now I sort of look like what Mandy's doing, except I just bring my arm in here to pull it in more. Often women with a larger chest, it's hard to bring that arm across. So if they have that wrist and just bring the wrist across, chest or no chest, they'll be able to get that stretch in the shoulder. So it might end up being here, and it could be, like Mandy looks like she's hugging your arm, get a nice stretch. And drop that shoulder down. Let's try the other side. Grab the hand, bring it across, drop the shoulder down, or hugging the arm, shoulder down. Nice. Now, we had that great song when we were little about the neck bones connected to the shoulder bone, connected to the, all the way down to the hip bone and the knee. So let's worry about our neck. You have a big muscle going up your lower back to your shoulders and right up your neck to almost the middle of the back of your head, the trapezius muscle. Amazing muscle. And it is responsible for helping you do all those shoulder exercises you did. But because it goes up into the neck, often that is a source of an issue for some people. So stress in their neck, headaches, and so forth. So listen to your body. Hands on your head. Take your breath. You're just going to bring your chin carefully down to your chest. Mandy's going to stay where she is. I'm just going to turn sideways in my chair. And you can see where my back stays straight, but my neck is stretching. Hold my abdominals in. And bring yourself up. Good. Swing those arms up and down. This is your fitness connection. Hope you feel great. Have a fantastic day.